Hey everybody, Shamba32 here. Welcome to the channel. We're here today to react to the third episode of season 2 of classic Doctor Who. This one is entitled Crisis, and the story is Planet of Giants. I am so very sorry about the last episode not being able to be online. To say it really got to me was an understatement, because that was the first episode of the show where I couldn't put anything online. Like, I've had an issue before where with the audio combined into one, so I couldn't separate it, change the level, so I couldn't put it on YouTube, so put it in my Google Drive. But that was this last episode was the first one I couldn't do, and because my head was prepared to be sat editing it for several hours and then put it up online and hope that you guys would like it, it really threw me off. Like, it made my head quite spaced out, because interruptions in routine and what I expect to happen is something that makes it very difficult for my head and getting it to do anything. So that was really affected me. But I'm so sorry for it. But it was a fantastic episode. Apologies if it seems like I'm reading, because I am. I made notes. I rewatched it earlier. I made notes on what I wanted to say, because I knew that there was a possibility, because of what happened last week, that my head might block it for me. So I would put down like just little notes as prompts on what I might want to say. So apologies if I'm not looking at the camera too much while doing this recap. It was a fantastic episode. I really like how the Doctor's still wearing the cloak from Reign of Terror. Like, he's not even taken it off and just left it or anything like that. He's still got it on. That must have been a pain in the backside to crawl up that pipe with that cape on. I would have been so terrified to put my foot on it and then go, "Boo!" But that cat, it's probably, yeah, these thoughts are going to be really disjointed and all over the place. I'm very sorry. It's the way my brain was like, it all just came spilling out once I started typing and watching. So apologies, it's all over the place. I'm also surviving on about an hour of sleep. I say about an hour of sleep. I had about an hour of sleep, not last night, but this morning, because I had half watched WrestleMania and it finished at 5 a.m. I had about an hour and a half sleep in the afternoon. So it's even more so than usual. Anyway, that cat at the beginning must have been terrifying. Don't know, I could have left that out. So I'm all over the place. It struck me again when beginning last episode, like when the text, like the intro text, like saying what the episode title, and do they say it right? So I'm not sure, but it was so much clearer. Like, obviously it was still like, you could tell it wasn't new with how it looked on the screen, but it's so much clearer than when like you watch it on like ITVX or BritBox. You know, like it's still got they've really got the fuzziness around, but it was just like so crisp. Not crisp compared to nowadays, but crisp compared to that. It was really good, and the sound quality is so much better. Like, I'm not watching it directly off the Blu-ray because my laptop won't do that. I've got to take the files off the Blu-ray, convert the files because otherwise they're way too freaking big, and then I watch it through my the program I've got, Power DVD, and it's so good. It looks so good. But okay, these really are all over the place. I was going through literally bit by bit, but I can remember, like, I think it was the previous episode as well, the first episode of the season. Like, it took me a while to realize the size, like, ratio difference or whatever between the Doctor and everything and the rest of the gang and everything around them. Like, I got so confused by how big, like, the ant was, and then I think by the time Barbara was with the flight, I kind of got the gist of it, but it was like, I was like, I got it in the end. They're like an inch. They're not like Honey I Shrunk the Kids size. I think this was actually the previous episode. I don't know. We're all over the place today. I'm fucking excited. I'm also hyper about the fact I'm going to see my favourite singer tomorrow. So here we go. But I love how the reason why the Giants couldn't be able to, or wouldn't be able to hear them, was explained. Like, because I think it was Susan suggested, why don't we just call them, see that? And then Doctor and Ian were like, no. Like, talking about different sound waves and how they would have been a high-pitched squeak to them, and they would have been a low, like, growl, like, grumbling type noise, which it was when they talked. It was like a rumble. Like, I don't know how, I'm assuming that's true because it's an educational aspect of the show, but I never would have got that. I never would have known that myself. So I was like, huh, fair enough. It's quite interesting. But I do think like because like obviously Susan wanted to ask for help and stuff like that and that, but I think Barbara was right in saying that they literally that was like probably like the worst idea because especially with how like businessman was, they would literally be picked up, put in a jar, studied, and God knows what else. They wouldn't. It would have been a nightmare for them. But it everything that happened in that last episode would have been avoided if Ian and Barbara just gone the same way as the Doctor and Susan, and they could have just gone back to the TARDIS, counteracted what happened to them with the doors opening and the pressure and that, and it all could have been avoided. But Ian could have gone that way easily, but he's like, go, no, go this way as after Barbara had fallen over. Like, I think it was her ankle and stuff like that, and also her knees, because they would jump around inside the bag. But I almost feel sorry for the scientist guy. This really is all over the place, it's disjointed. I'm so sorry. I'm just going through my notes, because otherwise I will not remember, because I'm fucking knackered. But I almost feel sorry for the scientist giant, I'll say, although they are actually human-sized and that. But he really wanted the experiments to go through how they would, because he just wanted to help people. Like, he didn't like the guy that was murdered, but he didn't want, obviously he didn't want to murder, but he just wanted to help people. He would just, I think he was so blinded by what he wanted to do, like, to help people and all, like people he referenced, like around the world with hunger and that. He just didn't seem, I don't think not even sure if he knew the side effects to the insects that were vital as well. And of course, he went along with covering up the murder, but like he was like being manipulated by the business guy. He was really like, the way the guy was like right next to him, being a bit intimidating, but the way he worded things, he was just so menacing, and he manipulated that guy through and through. And I really dislike that the murderer. They're both actors, brilliant, especially the business guy, actually. He was really good, but he really does not give a shit about the implications of anything about the murder. He had no remorse. He just really cared about the money. He didn't care about how, like, killing all the other insects that were, like, vital. He didn't give a shit, because even though it would come back to bite him in the ass, if all those bugs started dying, and because those bugs were dying, slugs and all whatever were dying, nothing would fucking happen. Plant life wouldn't happen, and he would just, he was so manipulative. But the actor was fantastic. Jacqueline Hill. I think it's Jacqueline Hill. Is it Jacqueline? I've heard Jacqueline too. Jacqueline. I think it's Jacqueline. I'll shut up. My voice sounds like it's going. I'm so paranoid about this. Anyway, she was brilliant in this episode. Like, soon, like, after, like, they were talking about, like, when she put, I think it was seeds. I thought they were peanuts. They looked like giant peanuts. I'm saying peanuts, the nuts. With this slight gap in my tooth I've got at the moment. A whistle, and it made me sound like I was saying something else, but I'm not. In case YouTube thinks I am. But she was fantastic. Like, I thought they were peanuts. Peanuts. With TS. Like, but they were seeds, and like she put, like, saying about it was sticky, and then they realized it was an insecticide and that. And she was brilliant with her worry and her anxiety, like scrubbing her hand and things like that. She was brilliant. Like, when she was like hopeful that something could happen, and then she was like got so like upset and distraught and angry. I would be terrified. But something that would kill a bug instantly or fly instantly on her hand, I would be terrified of getting on there. Like, she was fantastic in expressing all that. She didn't go over the top, or she wasn't like too like just like on my hand. Oh, sorry, just not a microphone. I haven't got my shock mount at the moment, so apologies if you heard that. But she was just like, she wasn't over that, but she wasn't like understated either. She was brilliant. I really don't blame her for collapsing when she saw that fly. I would have been freaking terrified to turn around. Like, she lasted longer than I would. I would have literally screamed and then just either collapsed or ran around, hit my head on the bag, and passed out from being knocked out unconscious. But the poor thing, the poor fly, like, he landed on the seeds and just died. He was just like, oh, food. and apparently died instantly. Although I do not know how Ian was able to tell that it died instantly. Like it could have like landed on it, it could have like paralyzed its feet, like something like that, because you can get like numbing creams and things like that. So it's possible it could have just numbed its feet, it couldn't fly away or anything like that, and then it slowly died. Although they would have seen it, so obviously not too slowly. I really don't know how he knew. And also the flight looked great. It was really well done because it was moving and things like that. It was so cool looking. I really liked the Doctor in this episode too. He was really determined to go save them. He was really just there was just something about William Hartnell in this episode. Previous episode, obviously, not this one. But he was there was just something about him. He's just so much more lighter in character now. Like he's got so used to having them around, and he was so determined to go get them that he climbed up that freaking pipe along with Susan. And like he was like, because he's old. Appearance old, body's old. At this time, he was old. They hadn't created yet. I'll shut the fuck up. But he was exhausted. And he obviously had a little bit of a break partway up when Susan called down to him, but he persevered and he carried on going. He was absolutely shattered when he got up to the top, up through the plug hole with her. But he was so determined to go save them. He was so freaking good. Like, Ian was good, obviously. And Susan was actually quite good. Usually, like, she obviously was getting like a bit scared, but I don't blame her for being scared in these sort of situations. She was a bit naive, but she wasn't so screamy over the top as she has been in some episodes, which it was a good episode all right for everybody, I think. Like all the actors. But he was so determined to rescue Ian and Barbara. And like they really have, I've said it all along, they've taught him things. He's taught them things, but they've taught him a lot, like how to be like relaxed. And he's obviously still like, gets grouchy and stuff like that, but he's so much more open and he cares a lot more, not just for Susan. And he's even more, seems to be more comfortable with her too. You know, he's just softened a bit. Now, we ended up like the guy wanted to wash the scientist wanted to wash his hands, and so Barbara and Ian had to climb back up and go hide, and Doctor and Susan had to go back in the plug hole. I don't know where they hid inside the plug hole. Like, I don't know how it is in there, so I don't know if there's like a little lip they can hide for when the water goes down. And it'll just go straight past them. I don't know. But I can imagine how suspenseful and scary, worrying that would have been watching back then. I can only imagine. Oh dear. Oh, sorry, I've got a really scratchy throat. And also, I've got my microphone right in front of me on a little stand instead of on the mic on with the shock mount. So if this, I've got it here because I want to see if it'll. Because recently in some reactions, like my voice cut out partway through, and I've just been wondering whether it's because it's been like over to the side instead of in front of me. So I've got it on the little stand in front of me. Haven't got my shock mount though because I couldn't get the little adapter out the bottom of the thing of the shock mount, so I couldn't put it on the little stand. So apologies that you heard me knock the table, or if I knock it at any point. I'm so sorry. But yeah, my head is rushing. Whilst doing that, like it's like all the thoughts just came at once, and obviously, as I said, lack of sleep. I'm all over the fucking place. But yeah, I did put up on my community tab that release times this week are going to be a bit over the place because obviously lack of sleep, WrestleMania, and Tuesday with my concert I'm going to, and also my daughter's at home. It's Easter holidays here in the UK, so this week when this is releasing, and also next week, it's going to be all over the place, but this week's especially. So apologies if this hasn't come out on Monday. And I'm really fucking worried. Now, I've double checked. I'm really fucking paranoid. I was going to say about last week, usually I check my settings before every recording, every Twitch stream. I would check my audio settings because I've had an issue with the past where it's just no microphone. Or sometimes OBS will reset the settings. But like 9.5 times out of 10, when I check, everything's fine. Last time, because I wasn't feeling 100%. I was just feeling a bit like under the weather and stuff. Like I'm tired, as I always do. I didn't check, and obviously that's the one time something went wrong. My microphone was just the OBS had reset it, so there was like a default microphone setting instead of my Elgato Wave. I just stabbed myself with my fucking ring. Ah, oh, that really fucking hurt. This little snake. Yeah, so obviously there was no microphone sound at all. And for me personally, I think that my microphone sound is the most important part. Like if like my camera hadn't worked, but my microphone had worked, I could just do a commentary over the top and somehow edit it together. Or like with what previously where the audio had been mashed together, I could still edit it that way, you know? I could do that. So when my microphone is like, what? There's no point in putting that up. I can't just have their audio. It's not right. It's their audio. I'm already using their content to make my own. I'm so happy that they allowed people to do this. So yeah, I'm so sorry. How the fuck long have I been talking? I've been talking for 16 minutes. I am so sorry. This is a fucking mess, this reaction. Oh, lordy, lordy. I'm so sorry. I will probably cut out a bit. Actually, no, I probably won't. I never usually do. I'm talking complete bollocks today. Ay. I'll probably put an apology saying I'm so sorry I talked for so long. Anyway, I'm kind of nervous because I think this is the last episode of this story. Obviously, I put out a video a few weeks ago about which version do you want me to do. This is the broadcast version, and then obviously there's a version on the Blu-ray where they split it into two. This episode into two because that was how it was originally written, and overwhelmingly majority was to do the 3 episodes. So that's what we're doing. I'll fucking get there, won't I? I really am all over the place. This is weird. Yeah, I'm so sorry. If you enjoyed the reaction, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give the notification bell a tick. You'll know when the next episode goes live. Let's get going with the reaction. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Overflow pipe, of course. I'm so glad they're showing this now because they didn't last time. They just showed the plug being pulled out, like this bit here, but also from a different angle, I swear. That's different as well because last episode he pulled the plug out and he put it on the side. Instead of just leaving it dangling. I don't ever do that because it will just go back in.
I'm getting used to these sounds. I think that last one must have been the door closing.
I like it. You could see him listening as well.
They must have been drowned.
We don't know. We must go and find out.
At least take their bodies back to the TARDIS. I really love how they do like the oversized elements and that, like obviously the plug chain and that.
Stay up there if you want to.
No, I'm coming with you.
Is that a cork? It's really well done. The set is cool. Like I like how they haven't got the plug bit perfect. It's all scratched like it would be. Call to them quick.
No.
Call to them.
Good out to sea.
At least call their names for God's sake. To see.
I'm afraid there's not much hope, Barbara.
Call their fucking names. They'll hear you.
I mean, like this. What's
They're
wrong
not
with
gonna bother call. Oh, see, there we go. There's Susan.
You don't believe it.
Oh, that would have been so fucking annoying. But I'm really impressed with the doctor after that climb.
What are you doing now?
The report itself isn't final enough.
Oh, yeah, he forged some of it, didn't he? The guy's report.
Arnold Farrow speaking. Oh, hello, how are you? Good, I'll hold on.
Doesn't sound like Mr. Farrow at all.
Oh, the woman's listening in. She knows there's something wrong. Oh, please tell me she chases up on that.
Yes, I know I'm not usually so enthusiastic, but this is really extraordinary. Crossing over to France tonight. And I'll send in the report.
Yeah, because they moved the body, didn't they?
Good, I'll tell Forrester. Yes. Goodbye.
I hope the woman says something. She says it doesn't sound like him at all. Because he spoke to her without the thing on there.
Ian, it's a formula.
Yes, I believe you're right, Susan.
Well, if it is, it'll tell us what we're fighting against. We might even find a cure.
A cure? What's the good of that?
I don't know.
Well, neither do I.
He knows she touched it.
I'm not very well up in this, Doctor, but isn't that phosphoric acid?
This indicates the amount of organic esters.
Yes. And this is mineral nitrate.
And they're bringing their expertise in now. I like it.
That means it would seep into the soil.
Get into the drinking water.
What about human beings?
Well, given in sufficient quantity, of course, it's capable of killing human beings.
Oh, Barbara, say something.
Yes, or even coming in contact with it.
Penetrating the skin.
Say something, Barbara.
Why do we go on just
Oh,
sitting?
now, my dear, gently, gently.
He knows something's wrong.
Barbara, you all right? Yes,
Say it.
I think I must be hungry.
Yes, now there's another point.
Fucking say something, Barbara.
I'll go and fetch some.
But I want to go into that direction. You see, there's something over there that might be the solution to all this business.
Oh, what's that?
A telephone, my dear.
How the fuck can you get a telephone to work? They won't understand their voice. They'd be too high-pitched. Is that meant to be a... I'm trying to work out what the hell I'm seeing right now.
How heavy is that receiver?
Grandfather,
Is that meant to be the telephone wire?
you can push this underneath the receiver. Yes, there are lots more over there.
Oh, so people can listen in on them, maybe? I don't know.
Pass this up to Susan, and she can then pass it on up to me.
Very well.
Right, I'll get started.
Come on, Barbara, say something to the doctor, even if you're not going to say it to Ian.
You look very tired.
Yes, I'm a bit.
Oh, well, we can manage. You just sit down and rest for a while,
She's got to say something. Whoa, okay, this looks cool. I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do with the phone. I don't know. Maybe... I don't know how old telephones work. Maybe that woman will overhear something and she's already going to have suspicions, so she'll listen in. Maybe?
We three can manage, huh?
Why?
Well, I don't think Barbara's quite up to it.
Oh, all right. Well, we can try.
Oh, no, there she is.
I'm here.
Oh, good.
I'm worried she's going to fall down.
We're going to try and lift this end. Now, you, when we get it lifted up, push this cork underneath.
I think the woman on the other end of the phone's going to listen in. You know? I think she will.
Quickly.
Is that meant to be a cork? I'm still not used to the sizes they are. Shit, she's going to collapse.
Same thing, Susan.
Right.
They're going to do this one. She's going to collapse.
Ready now?
She almost went then. Shit.
What number do you want?
Can you hear us?
She's not doing well at all.
Any luck?
No, nothing at all.
She's going to go.
We kind of failed after trying so hard.
They're not going to go check on her now. Come on, check on her for fuck's sake. Tell him.
What's the matter?
You can't have it. You mustn't touch it.
Barbara, what?
No one must touch. Barbara!
Gonna check her hand.
The same aroma. Insecticide. You didn't eat or drink anything.
Oh, no, certainly not.
She touched the seed.
Yes, you see, she got it on the hands. And she rubbed it off on your handkerchief.
Why didn't she tell us?
You can help her, can't you, Doctor?
They need that formula now. Her acting's really good in this scene. Or this episode. She's really good at acting.
Is that why I feel like this?
Yes, you got some of it on your hands and you didn't tell us anything about it. It was very wrong of you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, Doctor. Thank you for saying that to her.
What can we do for her?
Well, it's urgent that we get her back to her normal size. At the moment, her protective cells are too small to cope with the molecules of poison in our
That's
bloodstream.
kind of what I was thinking, but I couldn't word it.
That dosage of insecticide will be 70 times less dangerous.
They really need to get her back to the TARDIS.
Just give me a minute.
Come on, Barbara. Got a long way to go. You can get us back to normal size, can't you,
Oh,
Doctor?
yes, of course I can, dear boy, yes. Of course I can.
He's not so sure. Oh, fuck. He's not sure. And he can't call through because that phone's off. Nice.
You've got to let us take you back to the ship. You could die. Doctor, make her see some sense.
There's nothing I can say, dear boy. Barbara's quite right.
What did she say? They've just cut out another bit.
Ian, we must find a way to stop.
Yeah, they know they've got to find a way to stop it. She'd sacrifice herself for that.
Oh, yes, there's one in the lab next to the sink.
Maybe that's where the trouble is. Perhaps the phone's off the hook or something.
I'll go and see. I want to have a look at Pharaoh's notes.
Why?
Oh, don't you dare kill him. Like, you go straight to murdering. Straight to murder. I hope he gets killed, to be honest. Either that or the lady on the other end of the line overhears everything and sends people in time.
Yes.
Gas tap.
That's it.
What?
If we could only turn it on.
Well, then what?
I'll soon show you.
Look out!
Isn't he a science teacher or something like that? Or one of the things? That was a gas tap. I remember him from school.
It's DN6.
Come on, I want an explanation. Why did you put this under the phone to stop me using it?
Oh, that's not important now.
Of course it's
Will
important.
you listen to me?
Oh, you've replaced your receiver now, have you, Mr. Smithers?
Oh, they can overhear. Nice. Is that a policeman?
Only have a call for Mr. Farrow.
Oh, just a minute.
Do you think you ought to be doing this, Hilda?
Nice. Good on her.
Thado here? Who is this?
You see? It's the same man.
Get him to talk a bit more.
Nice. I'm so glad she followed up on it.
I've got a London call for you. Will you accept the charges?
Yes, all right.
Hold on, please.
I can't remember what the guy's voice really sounded like.
They do sound alike, I must say that.
Perhaps I had better go up there.
Yes, and be careful. Take other people so he's not on his own because he will kill him.
I'm
He
sorry.
suspects so.
London has broken the connection. Perhaps they'll call again.
Oh, very well. Thank you.
Get some more people, not just yourself, because he will kill you. That was a cloth the guy wiped his hands on. He just wiped it all over his face. He's just realised he's killing all the bugs. He's just realised. Awesome.
Oh, I think it's moving a bit.
Come on, all together.
Where's Ian? Is he gone to get what will set it alight? The matches! If the matches are still there, yes! He's going to have to carry that light the whole way there. Is the guy going to see it? Oh, Ian, be careful. Don't burn yourself. Because that size, he will... Oh, dear. He will go up in flames very quickly.
What we're going to do is run at the side of it.
I like using a battering ram.
That's the idea. Come on, get hold of it.
But somebody's going to see it.
Well, I always succeed in doing it. You're just melting the tin.
No. I've had a good look at this. This is pressurized. It's a spray kind. Our problem will be to get away far enough to...
I was going to say, you're going to need a run if that's pressurized.
Oh, yes, it's going to explode, and when it does, it'll go off just like, well, to us, a 1,000-pound bomb.
Oh, fudge. He's looking at all the bugs. He knows now.
Killed everything. Everything.
Smithers.
He's going to kill him. And hopefully the policeman gets there in time. Oh, the policeman's got to turn up just in time to see him going to shoot the guy. I think the doctor should go with Barbara and get out of the way as quickly as possible. Because she's not going to be able to run as quickly as everybody
Turn it
else.
down a bit. You don't want us burned alive.
And you better hurry the fuck up because the matches could go down quick. It's going to burn Ian's hands.
Take it easy, huh? Easy.
Oh, nice. Now, drop it and run. Drop it and run.
Couldn't authorize DN6. I had too much money sunk into it.
That's all he cared about.
Once I'd started, I had to see it through. All the way.
Don't kill him. Because now he knows he's not going to want to go through with it. He won't want that risk. He'll understand the consequences of killing all the bugs.
When that thing explodes, there'll be metal flying all over the place.
It'll be just like that air raid, Grandpa. Do you remember?
Yes, very well. And what infernal machines those Zeppelins were.
Oh, no.
Forrester, think what you're doing. DN6
Is it go?
deadly
Please
than
don't.
radiation.
Oh, maybe it'll explode just as Forrester's going to shoot him and it'll run. Oh my God, right in his eye. Yes, and he got the gun.
Come on, all of you, back to the ship. Susan, take care of Barbara. Quickly, quickly.
Oh, I'm so glad.
What are you doing? That thing's covered with poison.
Yes, I know it is. I know all about it.
Well, what do you want it for?
You'll be surprised. Go on, lead on.
I don't understand. Oh, that looked painful.
Now I have some questions that need answering. And turn that gas off. You'll kill a lot of us.
He can't. He's not going to go through with it now.
Is there anything I can do?
Yes, that seed over there by the chair. Take it over to that table so that we can all see it and wrap that round when you do it.
I hope he's going to possibly use it to help Barbara. Because is that going to get bigger as well, maybe? I don't understand completely. Come on. I was going to say, it can't get bigger there. That'll shatter those rocks.
Doctor.
I think it's working.
You've got to concentrate.
I think it's working, my boy.
Doctor, look at that seed.
It's got getting smaller back to the size it would be. Because they're getting bigger.
Yes, yes.
He's using it as evidence. Because the seeds staying the same size, they're getting bigger. She gonna feel better now because the insecticide has stayed the same size?
Oh, I've no idea water could taste so good.
Well, well.
I like that. He used it as like to make sure that everything was working.
Thank you, Doctor.
Not at all, my dear boy. Always at your service.
Oh, I love that.
Grandfather, is that the seed you brought in with you?
The same seed.
Then we are back to normal.
Completely, my dear. Now,
I love how the doctor's being. It's so sweet.
now look at it. I can't see a thing. I,
What's he seen?
perhaps I shall know now where we are.
What are we gonna say? Oh, I like how it's in the telly. I like how it's in the telly then. Oh, I love how the doctor was like going, always at your service. He's so much nicer to them now. They're a proper, almost like complete old family. I like that. I'm annoyed at Barbara for not fucking saying anything. I know she was like probably thinking, they can't have them worried about me. We got to do this and stuff like that. And she was like probably already thinking, we can't let them get this stuff out. They'll kill everything. And the implications would have been insane if it got mass production. I'm glad the scientist saw that in the end. And like he realized it's killed everything. Like you could see it in his face. Like he was like, oh my God, what are we doing? And that's what the guy wanted. And I'm so glad that woman listened in. She recognized. I knew as soon as she's going, that doesn't sound like him, or something along those lines. I knew that something had to come of that. And like obviously it's like the fact that another call came out and stuff like, or line connected and things like that, because that type of thing was before my time. As far as I know, it might have been when I was little. I don't know. But like obviously it like interrupted the line, and like you can only have one. I know you can only have one phone call at a line, because I can remember when we had dial up. That fucking noise. Like you can't have internet on at the same time as a phone call type thing. And so it makes sense. I know obviously it did, but it's easy for my head to connect it, like going, oh yeah, should have seen it. But I was just so invested in that episode. That was a really good episode. I am frustrated at Susan. No, not at Susan. Susan was really good in this one, actually. I'm frustrated at Barbara, but I can understand that it is in character for her. Looking at it now, we finished. It is in character for her, because she'd be like, I'm assuming she must have known, like, she must have been thinking that we can't let it get out. We can't let them do this type of thing. So it does make sense to me in her character. That seems like something she would do. She would sacrifice herself to stop them from getting it out type thing. She really would. And obviously Ian really, really cares for her, but didn't like it, but they couldn't convince her otherwise. Yeah. Barbara Wright was fun. Barbara Wright? No. Barbara's the character. I'm looking at the names and I read Barbara Wright. She's the character. Doi. Jacqueline Hill was fantastic, and William Hartnell. Everybody in that, like, this was even like, obviously Susan wasn't at like the forefront. It was Barbara and Ian and the Doctor as well, but Susan was like in the little bit in the background. But she was really good. This was a good episode for her too. Like, she wasn't over the top. Like, sometimes they just make her too whiny and stuff like that. It's like the characterization for her has been all over the place. But Caroline Ford has done fantastic with every single bit they've given her. She's done the best she could. There's only so much she can do with whatever they give her. But I was really seeing how Ian and Barbara care for each other, especially Ian caring for Barbara. But I think my favourite bit of the was the Doctor going, oh, is that your service at the end? I thought that was so sweet. Like, he never would have spoken like that at the beginning of season 1. That was a really nice episode. I'm so glad the businessman got his comeuppance. The scientist realised, hopefully he won't, I know he covered it up, but he was so blinded to everything else. It was like he was blinkered. He could only see getting this out, helping people. That's all he could see. I can kind of understand how that would happen. Like, I've heard of people like getting like that, like they literally see nothing else. And he's probably been manipulated by the businessman, because he manipulated him last episode and this one. I love that woman on the phone line in the communications. I don't know what that's called. I don't know. I've seen it in other films and TV shows and stuff like that, but I'm not sure. We never really learned about that in school, so apologies that I don't know. But I love her. She was awesome. She recognised, like, she must have dealt with that guy, because it's the local, assuming it's a local communications one, because it was only her in there. So she'd probably heard that guy's voice a lot, and she's like going, that in him. And I like that. She got the policeman. Was that the guy that was there anyway? That came in and she was there? I think it was, actually. But he came along. I was worried that he was going to get shot or something like that. But I didn't think the explosion would go into that guy's eyes. It's lucky, like, the scientist guy picked it up really freaking easily, you know? That was a really good episode. I like that one. And then I can't remember the name of the... It's got a sinister title, the next one. Can't remember the name of it. Oh, it was a really good one. I like that. I wonder what the implications are of Doctor not being able to see through the screen, and then it, like I said, is... I'm a bit like going... There's always something wrong with the TARDIS. Even nowadays. There's always something that's not quite working right. But then again, nowadays it's down to her personality. The TARDIS, like, going... It might not be where you want to go, but it's where you need to go, type thing. That's how they've got it now. But now, here, it's just like, there's always something going wrong, which I kind of like. This is where they need to be as well, so I guess they could explain it away. I know, but yeah, that was a really good story to open it up. Again, I am so sorry for the previous episode and that, but with the amount I spoke, I'm so sorry. I went on for over a quarter of an hour. As I said, I'm all over the fucking place today. Lack of sleep. See? Now I'm talking about sleep, I'm starting to yawn. Oh. I can feel I'm on the edge of a yawn. I'm not going to yawn. Oh, yeah. That was a good episode. I'm interested to see what comes next. I'm loving how the team is. I love how Doctor cares about them now and how nice they are to each other. Like, and when the Doctor is, like, it was in, I think they did it in, was it in Reign of Terror or the previous the story before that, where it's just like, the Doctor was grumpy. No, I think it was the big end of the one before and the beginning of Reign of Terror, where, like, the Doctor was really grouchy and stuff like that, and he let him out. But where he's been grouchy before, like, Liam just, like, chuckles and laughs it off because the Doctor doesn't like being wrong. But this was a really good episode for William Russell and William Hartnell. William Russell's name's on the screen. I'm so sorry. It's Barbara Wright. Jacqueline Hill is almost off the screen. That's what I'm saying, Barbara Wright. I'm fucking tired. But no, everybody was so good in this episode. The whole story, but this episode especially. It was a really good one. Like, a good Barbara showcase, I think. Good Barbara showcase. And the other actors, the giant actors, were really good. Businessman was great. Although he didn't make much of an effort to disguise his voice on the phone. I know he covered it with cloth. But he didn't change how, like, the rhythm of how he spoke or anything like that. I would have tried a little bit more. Cloth's not going to make much of a change. Like, he could have said, oh, we're not getting, like, our lines must be terrible. Blah, blah, blah. I'm talking bollocks. I'm tired. I'm talking complete nonsense. This video's gone on for long enough. Almost an hour. I'm talking complete shit, aren't I? I don't know. That's what I get for filming when I'm tired. But anyway, I really like that one. I'm interested to see what story comes next. What the end of the episode means. Yeah, I love this. I love this group. I really love this group. I love William Hartnell. I said William Russell because I love William Russell. Ian, I love Ian. I really love Ian and Barbara, but Ian, yeah, he's one of my favourite companions alongside Wilf and Rory. And a bit of oh, I'm so tired. Graham, that's it. I like Graham too, but then again, I like Bradley Walsh. But yeah, Ian's right up there with them, alongside Wilf and Rory, at least. I'd say Graham's a little bit slightly behind, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Wilf and Ian, I think, are the top two. I love and adore Wilf. But then again, I love and adore Bernard Cribbins. I'm talking bollocks because I don't want to end. Usually it's like I don't like to start an episode. But now I don't seem to want to end it. So I'm just going to end it. Apologies for all my waffling on the last episode, but I'd love to know what you guys all think of this episode, all the little bits behind the scenes, little tidbits that you always give. I love it. Again, I'm so sorry for the mess of this episode. But I got through it, and fingers crossed when I go to edit, my sounds worked. I'm terrified. If you did enjoy the reaction, the mess of it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, give the notification bell a tick. You'll know when the next episode goes live. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again for the next one. Bye.